Hey, it's me. I am so excited about today's video. I have probably never been this excited for a collaboration or a collaborator launch, but when I heard about this, it was something that I immediately got behind, and it's the Makeup Revolution Emily Noel 83 collaboration. She collaborated with Makeup Revolution to create these two beautiful palettes. The Needs palette is a face and eyeshadow palette, and the Wants palette is a complete eyeshadow palette. And I just have to kind of brag and rant for a few minutes before we get into the video, because this is a collaboration that to me speaks volumes. Emily is one of the OG beauty bloggers here on YouTube. She's been doing this for 10 plus years. She is the reason I started my YouTube channel. I remember watching her in college and just being so inspired by how dedicated she was, how passionate she was about just making videos for people in general and just spreading knowledge about, you know, makeup and products, and just sitting down and having fun creating looks. I mean, I remember the days when she was a news anchor and she would get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning just to create a YouTube video. So when I heard that she was involved in this collaboration, I immediately got behind it. I was so proud of her, because not only is she a genuine YouTuber, she's just a genuine person in general. I can't tell you, I honestly probably can't think of one person off the top of my head that has been doing YouTube for as long as her, that has remained so passionate and dedicated to her craft. And it just amazes me, because I just kind of have to rant, because there are so many collaborations nowadays, and brands, if you're watching, these are the people you need to be collaborating with. I am so sick and tired of seeing collaborations and brands or companies or influencers tease the product for months on end, and then when it finally launches, it's sold out, or within a matter of minutes, or it goes from being limited edition to suddenly permanent. It's just ridiculous. And I think that this entire collaboration with Emily, if I'm being quite frank, was a no bullshit collaboration. She released the palettes, or the brand released the palettes. They maintained a steady inventory. I think they only sold out on Ulta, and that's not to say that they were not selling fast. I think that they just did a good job of making sure they had enough palettes. And she stated that it was going to be, both palettes would be permanent. Don't worry if you missed it on Ulta's website, they're going to be restocking, or you can go over to Makeup Revolution's website and order it. It was just no fuss, very classy, and I just love the positivity that has been behind this entire launch. So I have to say it. If brands partner with people like Emily, because in the long run, it honestly just makes you look good, and it's good for just the community in general. The state that the beauty community is in right now, it's in shambles. You need to be partnering with people who are dedicated, who are passionate, and who are honest. That's my rant. Now let's get into the video. I'm going to be using both of these palettes. I created 3 looks, 1 look with the Needs palette, 2 looks with the Wants palette. And I'm super excited for you guys to see the looks, because as you can see, the one I'm wearing right now, these are not looks that I would normally do on my channel, but I was just so inspired by both of her palettes that I just really had a fun time creating some looks that I normally wouldn't do on my channel. I also want to talk about really quickly the price of these. The Needs palette is 15 bucks and the Wants palette is 20 bucks. So again, super affordable, nothing gimmicky, nothing you know, that's going to break the bank. I think that they are very reasonably priced, and the quality is phenomenal, especially for the price. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Congrats to Emily. I love her so much. If you have not heard of her, please go over to her channel. I mean, she is phenomenal, you guys. You will absolutely love her. She is the sweetest person, and she 100% deserves this. So if you aren't subscribed, please make sure you do so. And if you are not following me on Instagram and Twitter, my handle will be right here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I'm starting out with the Needs palette, and I'm using the eyeshadow called Kindness as a base for the rest of my eyeshadows. This palette is a face and eyeshadow combo, so I'm going to show you the face shades at the end of this look. Moving into the next color, it's called Peace, and it's just a nice warm tone transitional shade, very reminiscent to me of Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie, if you guys remember that eyeshadow from back in the day. Really natural and soft in the crease, so it's a really pretty color. Next up is Faith, and this is a warm tone rustier brown. I love this color. I think it is perfect for everyday wear. So I'm using that mainly in the outer corner of my eye and then just using the excess also in the crease. The next shade is called Hope. It's kind of like a perfect neutral brown color. I'm using that on a Marc Jacobs smudger brush, and I'm just going to start smudging this into my lash line and then softly bringing it up. So this kind of just creates a really nice blended effect with the eyeshadows. I love this technique. If you have any type of detailer brush like this, it's perfect to just kind of smudge and give that soft, smoky effect. I picked up a bit of the shade called Honesty, which is almost like a cranberry color. I just popped a little bit over my crease and also the outer corner. I was really just kind of curious to see what it looked like. So moving on, I took the shade called Love. It's just a nice cream color, and I placed that on my inner corner and also used it to brighten up the mobile part of my lid or the center of my lid. Lastly, I use the shade called Passion, which is a really deep, almost black shade. It may actually be a black shade. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like a deep, deep brown or black, and it does have a bit of glitter in it. I smudged that along my lash line to intensify the look. If you just wanted to keep things a little bit more neutral, you could skip this step, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to try all the shades out, and I really liked the way that this entire eye look came out. It was probably my favorite out of all the looks that I did. So to complete the look, I added a bit of mascara and popped on some Sephora Collection Fringe lashes. These are the lashes I'm going to be using in every look, just FYI. So I wanted to show you guys the face part of this palette. So now I'm taking the contour, which is called Courage. You could use this as a contour or as a bronzer. I kind of used it in both ways. It's a good neutral tone, kind of just like your classic mid-tone neutral bronzer or contour color. The blush is called Joy. It is a super warm kind of peach tone, which I was surprised because I feel like Emily a lot of the times gravitates towards more of the brighter pinks. So I was really glad to see more of like a muted blush in here because y'all know I'm not too blushy. And then finally the highlight is called Gratitude, and it is stunning, really high shine and gorgeous. So to finish off the look, I did more of a brown lip combo. I will have the shades I used down below. Honestly, I just rummaged through my collection and found these, so I'm not even sure if I looked at the name. And this completes the first look. Very neutral, very warm. Like I said, probably my favorite out of all of the looks that I did. But this palette is stunning. I think it is named appropriately the Knees palette. It has all of your classic shadows and face products in it. Moving into look number 2, I'm using the Once palette, and I'm taking the shade called The Cream and using that as a base for the rest of my shadows. Next up, I'm dipping into Prayer, which is almost like a mauve tone brown. It reminds me a lot of MAC's Swiss Chocolate, and I'm just using that in my crease. I really wanted to kind of challenge myself to use shades that I normally wouldn't, so I went in with Cheer, which is a nice reddish burgundy tone, and I focused that mainly on the outer portion of my eye and just using the excess or whatever's left over in my crease. Then I took the shade called Pizzazz, which is kind of like a duochrome color. It's a pinkish purple tone, and I just pressed that onto my lid with my finger. It had just this gorgeous kind of reflex to it. Very interesting shade, hard to describe. I would be curious to know how Emily kind of came up with this color because it's definitely different. Same thing with the shade called Eve Rose. I use that as a topper just to kind of brighten the entire lid up. It's kind of like one of those shapeshifter colors, so really interesting combo there. To deepen things up and incorporate more purple into the look, I took the shade called Family and just kind of smudged that on the outer corner. I wanted to really go hard with the purple tone shades and the burgundy shades on this look. So I also added Pi Phi to the outer corner, which is kind of a little bit more of a plum tone shade, I guess I would say. It's a little bit lighter, but it has that nice pinkish plum undertone to it. I think it contrasted really well with Eve Pearl and the Pizzazz shade. Again, wanted to add some more purple into the look, so I took Psychedelic Sister eyeliner from Urban Decay and just applied that on my top lid, and then just kind of took the excess on that smudger brush and just smudged it on my lower lash line. I didn't want to get too crazy, so I just kind of used the excess purple shades there. Then to finish off the inner corner, I used Oh Heavens, and for the lips, I used MAC's Soar Lip Liner. And I have no clue what this lip color is called. I'll have to leave it down below. It's a new one from MAC, but I think it complemented the eyes really nicely. So this is look number 2, and now that I'm looking at it on camera, I feel like I love it just as much as the first one. Definitely a little bit outside my comfort zone, but I think the colors are phenomenal and they just look gorgeous. So here was a shot I got from Instagram as well. Just wanted to throw that in there. To finish things off with look 3, I started out with Midwest, and I just used that in my crease and also the outer corner, kind of the same fashion you've been seeing me use with every transitional color. And then I dipped into the shade called Corduroy, and this was one I knew I had to use. I love green emerald shades like this. Even though I don't wear them often, I just think they're so gorgeous, and I'm applying this shade in a halo technique. So I'm just taking a bit on my inner corner and outer corner, and I'm leaving the center bare. Then I just took my smaller blending brush and kind of connected the two to blend them together and almost create like a bridge between the two applications. So next up, I took Top Story, which is a gorgeous golden, like a gilded golden shade. I did spray my brush with a little bit of setting spray to ensure that it stood out to its full potential. It definitely did. It's just a phenomenal gold shade. I think you could create so many stunning looks with this color. It's super versatile, and I love the way it contrasted with the green. So again, just going back and forth and kind of blending and making sure everything is smooth. Then I took a bit of corduroy and blended it on my lower lash line. Now here I used the shade called Dark and Early, and I forgot to get a screen capture of that, but it's the same shade beside corduroy. It's a little bit deeper, and I think it really made the green pop in especially my eyes because I have green eyes. So that's what I did for the final eyeshadow. And then for my lips, I'm using MAC's Oh Honey Lip Liner. To top that off, I took Charlotte Tilbury's Kim KW lipstick. I wanted a super nude lip to go with this look. And then the MAC Aaliyah lip gloss. It's just kind of like a super pale shimmery lip gloss. So that completed this look. I forgot to do a final look, but this is what it looked like in a photo I took for Instagram. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was super fun to do. Congrats to Emily. I'm so proud of her, and I think that this is a collaboration that everybody should run out and get. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.